Jake is laying down behind me as he always does, listening to some worship music. I gotta pause it so that YouTube don't stop me. Look at Jake. My boy Jake is here with me. My boy Jake. My boy Jake. Jake. He lays behind me when I'm preaching, teaching, speaking, when I'm doing my social media stuff. And Raina's over there. Raina. Hi, Raina. Raina's right there. Raina. And just grateful, listening to some worship music, rubbing on my dogs, massaging the dogs. I'm a dog person. I never thought I'd be a dog person. Thinking about my life. I was talking to somebody. Something came up. Some old video came up. I don't know if it was Sandy. We did some Sandy relief, or we did some relief, some hurricane relief in Florida. I don't know. It was a couple of things. The video came up. Maybe just highlights. I don't know what it was, but I've been able to go to a lot of places and do a lot of things. A lot of it was wonderful, right? When we went to Puerto Rico for that whole year, Maria, back and forth. I was the one that went out there. I was able to go on that first plane to go with FEMA and whatever. And I was like one of the first responders the next day, and it was horrific, right? It was, and I did a lot of live videos. I had to delete them all because I was crying. Couldn't stop crying. It was just very emotional, very sad. And when we brought all that, I don't know, it was 10 or 15. Let's say 10. We brought 10 generators to different places, and gasoline, and the whole van was full of gas, and it smelled terrible, and the trips to Haiti and Dominican Republic, and I can go on and on and on, right? London and Sweden, all the things that we've been able to do. Baltimore, Pennsylvania, Staten Island, the Bronx, Coney Island. We throughout the years, we've been able to do so many things, and it looks like I'm the one that's doing it. I'm this great, spiritual, wonderful guy, and that's not the case. I couldn't go nowhere. It wasn't for my wife holding me down, my kids holding me down. I have a team of people holding me down. How are we gonna buy 10 generators to give away when, unless people send money, people give from their money, from their finances? And then when I go different places, there's people waiting for me. When we was in Puerto Rico, we teamed up with people in Puerto Rico. It was, and on and on and on. Sandy relief. We teamed up with different people. So I'm just thinking about all the people. My friend John Shinnick just turned 60 years old. He opened up his home for addicts can get clean. And Edwin, who'll be 52 tomorrow, Pastor Edwin Colon's birthday is tomorrow, everybody. He opened up his home so drug addicts can get clean. My wife and my kids we opened up our home so drug addicts can get clean off the street. Stuff that normal people don't do. And people have given money when they didn't have money to pay their own bills. And Jake, you all right? And so I'm just grateful because it looks like I get to do all these wonderful things, but I couldn't do none of it. First and foremost, it wasn't for the Lord. It wasn't for the people that my family and those, my wife released me to go do. And I have so many ministry partners throughout the years. I didn't know there were ministry partners. People, I would go to meetings and people I didn't know necessarily would put money in my hand, envelopes of money. That was one of the reasons why I did Maria, because I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get, and doors were opening. So I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. Since 2000, there was a guy named John Chevelle, and he passed away. I wish I knew who his family was. But John Chevelle, many years ago, 1999, 2000, I'm not sure, many years ago, maybe before that, he would give me envelopes of money. And I felt uncomfortable taking the money. I was like, John was, he was Jewish, right? I'm doing Christian ministry. He'll give me envelopes of money. I'm like, John, what do you do? He says, I know you're doing God's work. I was like, we had the same sponsor at the time. I called him, I said, yo, Joe, this guy's giving me envelopes, thousands of dollars. The guy is rich, he wants to help you, blah, blah. I didn't ask him for no money. I didn't, other people, people not people give me $100 from Puerto Rico. There was a recovery group in Sweden bought a pallet of water for people in recovery in Puerto Rico. So I've been able to witness and see incredible generosity. Obviously, me and the Ramos family, yeah, we have to be generous. We the Bible says to whom much is given, much is required, and so everything I have is. But to see other people do that, other people, right? It was me and Evan, the Clone family, the Ramos family, then the Shinnick family, and then the Grateful family, and then on and on and on. The Moses family, the Arbona family, and I can go on. I'm sure I hate mentioning names but it's been incredible. It's been the Villa Cortas, right? And then other churches would send money, so I'm just thinking about like, man, we got to do a lot of wonderful things. Ministry all over the world, addicts and alcoholics all over the world have been impacted by what was started in a kitchen on Java Street in Greenpoint. Now, tens of thousands of people have been literally, like, and I'm not saying this to brag or boast, because no one can take responsibility for what God has done. This is God, can you imagine the most selfish, self-centered, self-obsessed, narcissistic, mentally unwell people in the world giving of their finances, money? When people give money, that's serious. People, anybody will pray for you. Anybody will, even volunteering because they like to do stuff. But money, people giving money, that's a big deal. And a lot of people gave money. Puerto Rico we did so much great work in Puerto Rico. And I don't know why today this video came up on my phone. I'm looking at Puerto Rico. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at Florida. I'm looking at, my man Jay Marrero and me and John Shinnick. We built I was physically doing construction, which I'm terrible at, in La Vega, the Dominican Republic, and we went to Haiti and we did this work in Senegal, Africa, me and Randy and Peekskill, and I would never be able to do any of that without my family at home, my family at our house, the financial partners from all over the place. Even in London now, I got people sending me money from London that are interested in being partners with me. People say, I believe in you, I see what you've done, you impacted my life. It's I'm not talking about normal, mature, healthy, loving. I'm talking about addicts and alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying. I'm not talking about like normal people that, oh yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm talking about addicts and alcoholics who are now getting in recovery and giving towards helping other people anonymously. You see, sometimes you see videos of people and they're really not feeding the poor, they're feeding their ego. They're not really, and I hate to say that, but you can tell the difference when somebody's doing something in the spirit and when somebody's doing something in the flesh. And I've been blessed with some incredible people, who've given thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. The Ramos family, the Colon family, and many others, so that addicts can be reached all over the world. And so I had like an awakening. I'm in awe of what I've been able to be a part of. That I got to be a part of that, and I got to be a part of that, and I got to be a part of that, and I was able to be a part of that, and I was there when that happened, and we was able to help these people. And these, every summer we buy anonymously, we give people air conditioners because some people can't afford air conditioning, and Christmas gifts every year, and boxes of love every Thanksgiving, and you know who pays for that? A bunch of addicts and alcoholics, and of course other churches and other, I guess, normal people. But I'm so grateful. I get this. I see generosity. I see real humility. I know people don't mention my name, don't say nothing, don't let nobody know. I get to see it, and I'm very grateful. That's all. Just gratitude attack today, in awe of God's grace and mercy. I have incredible people in my life. I really, really do. I was on the sponsor yesterday. He wants to give. Like, I was like, yeah, relax. You can't give away. You got to sow your seed. You can't, and you got to eat your bread. There's a thing in the Bible. And like sometime in your life you'll be able to give. But easy does it, little by little. Sow your seed, eat your bread, and see what God does. But that a drug addict who stole everybody's stuff and hid his drugs in his socks, and that a drug addict wants to help other people for no reason, you know, because he sees other people helping. He sees we're helping. We sees it's beautiful, man. It's just beautiful. So I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I'm not asking nobody for nothing. This is just a gratitude video. If you never got a thank you from me and you're watching this, thank you. I try to say thank you to everybody, but you know what I'm saying. It's just Recovery House of Worship, Baltimore, Coney Island, Pennsylvania, the Puerto Rico stuff, the California stuff, the Dallas stuff, the all over the world stuff could not have been done without some incredible, beautiful, generous, loving warriors who I have as family and friends. I remember I was alone and I had nobody. I had nowhere to go. I had 25 cents to make a phone call and I had no one to call. Today, I got thousands of people in my life. Like if I'm going to London, I can call these people. If I'm going to Sweden, I can call. As a matter of fact, I just spoke to Ben today. He called me and you know, Sweden and South Africa and Norway and I can go countries and states. Today, I got so many wonderful people in my life. And I'm grateful and I love you guys. God is amazing. His grace is crazy. And we're still moving forward. We're helping the guys in Tennessee with Danny Huggs, the prison over there. Looking about, you know, Palm Bay, the guys over there buying property so that people can come out of jail and get clean and find the Lord, and a woman can come out of drug trafficking, and little girls can come out of drug trafficking, and they can have a safe house, and gang members who are leaving the gangs, they have a place to go, and it's crazy what God, it's crazy. So check out my boy. Laying on my lap. That's my boy Jake. I love you guys. Thank you for being my family and my friends who partner with me, who join me in ministry, who've been on trips. Jimmy Jam, Gil P, Elliot, Wallace, right? Jimmy Jam and Elliot, right? When we started the whole thing in London, going to London every year, spending $5,000 every trip, right? It was crazy. The money exchange was weird, and the hotels, and it was just, right, we would go twice, 3 times a year, and we would spend our own money. Jimmy Jam and Elliot and Gil, they spend their own money, and then Wallace came with us, and then I was with Travis and his wife and Doug, and then went H&I and in the prison, and this. The people that I know, that I know that the generosity and the love and the service that they do, I'm so grateful, man. So, I don't know, that's all. I wanted to share my heart, man. I know some incredible, I know some superheroes, warriors for the Lord, recovery gladiators, even my sober ninjas. Praise the Lord. I love you guys. God bless you. rhow.org. rhow.org.